and welcome everybody to the Ichiban here. So, a few months back, I had did a preview for the Mary Jane and Spider-Man 2 pack for Marvel Legends. As you can see here, I'm still sort of working on my ACBA layout for all my figures. I didn't paint everything, so some of the floors don't match, and obviously I have to take care of the cardboard, paint that to make it look more like brick and stuff. Um, so yeah, moving on. The figure that I was wanting to review today was again that Mary Jane figure, which I have over here in this secondary setup. That, as you can see, looks very not finished. So before I get to the figure, let's look at the package. Obviously, it would have had it's the clamshell casing, Spider-Man, Mary Jane. It's a Toys R Us exclusive. On the side, Peter Parker. On the other side, Mary Jane artwork. And on the back, it's everything that you've probably seen from every other reviewer online. A little blurb if you want to read that. If you can read that, pause it now. And then here we go. Here's my figure. Here, or at least here's how I have it set up for now. Um, Again, ignore the background. I'll probably explain that later. The figures are great. Double jointed knees for both characters. I'm not even gonna go over the articulation because so many others have done that. But where it counts, these figures are great. The Mary Jane figure is probably one of the most beautiful figures that they've ever made thus far. Um, and for the first time in the entire Marvel Legends series, we get an adult Peter Parker head. And a lot of people have been saying that this head is for the. Sorry, my own shadow is ruining the shot. Um, this head is for the modern, all new, all different Peter Parker. But as you can see, this Parker is pretty standard. I mean, you could use him on anybody and it would fit. The hair is slicked back because, I mean, he would have to slick it back to put a mask on. So even though he's got that businessman look, you could put him on the chameleon body. It still works if you had a more casual body to, to put a figurehead on. The Mary Jane does come with a accessory of the purse, the same purse that Hobgoblin and Green Goblin have. Theirs holds bombs, hers holds makeup and stuff, I guess. I don't know. Peter has extra hands. He's got, obviously, the open hand. He has the thwipping hand for both and fists. So all three hands for all three arms. And then apparently the head goes on a lot of figures. You can mix and match as you please. I haven't started doing that yet, especially not with the MJ. I don't want to scuff the figures or kind of like bend anything out of its way. There's a few minor complaints. Paint in the wrong places or a little bit of plastic chipping. Um, but overall, these are probably two of the best figures that I've ever bought for Marvel Legends. And not just because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, but because these are just genuinely well made. As you can see, the webs on Spider-Man are perfectly straight. Like they're all great. They're not doing the more web-like design that they used to. Because it's again following the all new, all different costume, but they're perfectly straight. Mary Jane's pants, there's a lot of fading detail. You really can't see it on my crappy phone, but it's just great. And if you have a setup for your figures and you don't just like stand them at attention, these figures are very dynamic. So I said I was going to explain my backdrop. I wanted to build two different settings. I wanted like the city street, as you see here. I wanted like a lab sort of rooftop thing going on there. I was gonna paint the candy rings you see there. That'd be like a smokestack. So I'd have Hobgoblin floating. You'd imagine he'd be floating above or around that. I'm gonna paint this white, so there'll be like a lab, and then this would be like a construction site. Hence all of the extra random pieces. Um, with like city and stuff in the background. That is just a placeholder. No, I don't. I'm not gonna leave it like that. Um, but as you can see, like with the sky drop backdrop, this actually fits really well. Like I don't know. Anyway, long story short, um, for your action figures, I always recommend doing some sort of dynamic pose. They're action figures for a reason. If you leave them in the box, that's cool. But if you take them out, don't just stand them there, guys. Um, so that's it for today. These figures are great. Not gonna waste your time with articulation. Not gonna waste your time with showing everything. Just want to go over this fairly quickly. All right, catch you guys later. Bye.